Now, moving on to another game, which will be the eighth game that I'll be talking to you about, and that game is going to be the Dead Alive games. So I'll be talking to you about the Dead Alive series. Now, I love the Dead Alive series for two main reasons, which I'm going to tell you the two main reasons as I continue to talk about the Dead Alive series. The same creator created Ninja Gaiden series also created the Dead Alive series, and his name once again is Tomonobu Itagaki. He created the Dead Alive series. But like I said, I love the Dead Alive series. I also love the Ninja Gaiden series. I also love the Project Gotham Racing series. But when it comes to the Dead Alive series, the Dead Alive series has so many upgrades or versions to itself based on what part or what sequel you're talking about. But what I'm going to do, I'm only going to deal with the standard normal versions, and I'm also going to give you the month and or the year when it came out and what system it came out for. Now moving on now, in this Dead Alive series, the first is called Dead Alive, which is DOA, or Dead Alive Plus Plus, or Dead Alive 1 or DOA 1, which also came out in a game called Dead Alive Ultimate for Microsoft Xbox, aka the original Xbox, which is backwards compatible. It had a backwards compatibility with Microsoft Xbox 360, aka Xbox 360. In other words, you could play this game on the Xbox, and you could also play it on the Xbox 360. Now moving on, the first Dead Alive, which is DOA, came out back in 1996 in the arcades. Moving on, Dead Alive, which is DOA, also came out for Sega Saturn back in 1997. And Dead Alive, which is DOA, also came out for Sony PlayStation, which is PlayStation 1, or PS or PS1 back in 1998. Now guess what, everybody? I have Dead Alive Ultimate. Check that out. See? It has two games inside. This is the only game that did this to my knowledge at this time. See that? That's the back. You can fight in bikinis. See that? See that? Let me open it up. See? It has two games. This one is the Dead Alive 1. Check it out. Which is DOA 1. Now, in Dead Alive Ultimate, we get the Sega Saturn version. So the graphics of it is not as good as Xbox can handle. But like I said, it's a Sega Saturn version. And back in those days, this had one of the best graphics. It's okay. You know, I played it. It's all right. Now, I'll be moving on, but I'll be back to this. Moving on to the sequel of this game. It's called Dead Alive 2, which is DOA 2, which also came out in the game called Dead Alive Ultimate for Microsoft Xbox, aka the original Xbox. But like I said, it's backwards compatible. It had backwards compatibility with Microsoft Xbox 360, aka Xbox 360. Once again, it means you could play on the Xbox, and you can also play on Xbox 360. Now moving on, Dead Alive 2, which is DOA 2, first came out back in 1999 in the arcade. Dead Alive 2, which is DOA 2, also came out for Sega Dreamcast, aka Dreamcast. And Dead Alive 2, which is DOA 2, also came out for Sony PlayStation 2, which is PS2, back in November of 1999, but only in Japan. And guess what, people? Once again, Dead Alive 2 is in Dead Alive Ultimate. See that right there? Check that out. Now, this is the two main reasons why I like the Dead Alive series. The first reason is I love Kasumi. Kasumi is my favorite character. I love you, Kasumi. And the second reason, the graphics. The Dead Alive series is known for having good graphics. The only other game I said give this game a run for its money is the Project Gotham Racing series. But in Dead Alive 2 Ultimate, or Dead Alive Ultimate 2, or you want to say it, you can also fight in the bikinis from the Dead Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball games, which I'm going to mention about the Dead Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball and the sequel. But you can fight in this game with some of the bikinis in the game with the girls, and I love that. And like I said, I love this game, and it's much better than the first one. Now moving on, there's a other spin-off version or another incarnation of this game called Dead Alive 2 Millennium, which is DOA 2 Millennium. It came up back in January 2000 in the arcade. Now moving on, another incarnation is Dead Alive 2 Regular, or DOA 2 Regular, which came out back in September 2000 for Sega Dreamcast, aka Dreamcast, but only in Japan. There's also a Dead Alive 2 limited edition of this game, which is also known as DOA 2 limited edition, which also came out in September 2000 for Sega Dreamcast, aka Dreamcast, but only in Japan. Now moving on, another incarnation of this game is Dead Alive 2 Hardcore, or DOA 2 Hardcore, which came out back in October 2000 for Sony PlayStation 2 or PS2, but only in North America and Europe. Now moving on, another incarnation again is called Dead Alive 2 Hardcore, with the asterisk or a star between the word hard and core, or you could call it DOA 2 Hardcore with the star asterisk between the word hard and core. It came out back in December 2000 for Sony PlayStation 2, which is PS2, but only in Japan. The sequel to this game is called Dead Alive 3 or DOA 3, which came out for Microsoft Xbox, aka the original Xbox, back in November 2001. I had this game, but I got rid of it. I think I got rid of it because it didn't have a lot of things to unlock. I even talked about the booster disc, but it didn't have that much unlockable things. I think that's why I got rid. I don't think I got rid of it because it was scratched up or because it's anything like that, But I may get it back though. Then again, maybe not. But I do still have the official Dead Alive 3 strategy guide. See that? Here's the back of it. Still have it. Like I said, I might get it back. Let me get a little glimpse of what it looks like inside. See that right there? See that? See that? See that? All the fighting technique, all the moves, the countering and everything, and pretty much need to know. It's in this book. It's an okay book, And this Dead Alive 3, actually, I must add, was the first Dead Alive game I ever played. Dead Alive 3 is what got me into this. I saw a commercial of Kasumi stepping on Tina's face in the snow, and this guy was saying, "Oh, she kicks high." Dead Alive 2 is the first game I played in Dead Alive series, and Kasumi is why I bought it, and I fell in love with us through that commercial. Now moving on, the sequel to this game is called Dead Alive 4, which is DOA 4. It came out for Microsoft Xbox 360, aka Xbox 360, back in December 2005. Moving on, there's a Dead Alive game called Dead Alive Dimensions, or DOA D. It came up for Nintendo 3DS, also known as just 3DS, back in May 2011. I have to add that there is a redesigned or upgraded version to Nintendo 3DS, which is 3DS, called Nintendo 3DS XL or 3DS XL. Moving on, another game is a game called Dead Alive Online, or DOA OL and DOA O. It was for Microsoft Windows, which is PC. It came out back in August 2009. But Tecmo Koei, or Koyo, back in January 2011, ceased and shut down all game servers and ended Dead Alive Online operations, ended all the operations. Now, the sequel to Dead Alive 4 is called Dead Alive 5 or DOA 5 for Microsoft Xbox 360, aka Xbox 360, and for Sony PlayStation 3, which is PS3, in September 2012. Now, I don't like the graphics of this game. Some people say, "Oh, you stupid, you're crazy," because I like more the graphics you see in Dead Alive 2, Dead Alive 3, Dead Alive 4, even the Dead Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball and Dead Alive Extreme 2. I like that graphics better. But the graphics is not the worst. I may not get this game. Most likely I'm not getting it. But if I do get it, it may be if it's compatible for the next Xbox, whether they call it Xbox 3 or Xbox 720 or whatever the third Xbox is going to be that coming after Xbox 360. I may get it if it's compatible then. But I'll prefer the other graphics. But the girls do look good. And finally, at this time, Dead Alive 5 came out on a game called Dead Alive 5 Plus, which is with the word plus or the symbol plus, aka DOA 5 Plus with the word plus or the symbol plus for Sony PlayStation Vita, which is PS Vita or PSV, in March of 2013.